Alrighty, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Very exciting times. Bradley, come on, I can put it down for you. Don't jump on there, I'll put it down. Alright, here you go. Get some pet grass for you. Bon appetit. So, it is the exciting part of the year. Spring has finally arrived and I have so much spring work that I want to get done. I want to work on my courtyard and put some more plants in the ground, but that's probably a next week thing. I also want to get on top of a whole lot of maintenance inside, but before I can get on top of my plants indoors, I want to see which plants I'm going to move into the greenhouse and or the garden in the first place. So I thought it would be a smart idea to start off with the greenhouse and the garden and then move to the inside at last. And that's going to take me a while, so this is not like a one-day thing. This is probably going to take me all of September, but I'm trying to take you along on as many of these things as I can. But today I really want to get started with the greenhouse and get it ready for spring. And as part of that, I want to change the layout a little bit. I've got some shelves, I've got some flooring. What else do I have? I want to set up some more grow pots and so on as well, but yeah, definitely a bunch of things to get on top of. So what I want to do is, you can see the table over there. I don't actually want it there anymore. What I want to do is I want to take my sprout pots and the shelf and put it on that side of the greenhouse, so it is out in the open. It should get more light over there as well. And realistically, I don't really think that I need a greenhouse for these veggies or herbs or grass that I want to grow. I want to then frees up a whole lot of space in my greenhouse, so I can start arranging some shelving, and then I can kind of like look at the plants, arrange them a little bit. I don't think I'm going to do any repotting today of any of these plants. I reckon I'll wait like another couple of weeks or so and then just do a big repot. I'm still waiting on a bunch of ingredients for my aeroid mix that I ordered in bulk as well. Actually, I need to follow that up. So today it's more about like the actual setup. So yeah, where do I start? I think I just need to move this out of here first so that I can get started. And are you helping me today, or are you just gonna, no? Okay, Brett is not gonna help. Guys, I planted some new herbs here. I don't even remember what it is, but it smells like oregano. Is that oregano? Fuck, I forgot. I think it's mint. Okay, that was dumb. I should have turned the water off first. Okay, I didn't turn off the water. That was silly of me. So, I'm just gonna move this. Obviously I need to kind of deassemble the sprout pots. Ooh, don't make a mess. Second one. Did you just hear that sound? That was the pot. Listen to that. What was that? I remember this was kind of like built in lots of little bits. So let's see if I can move this in one go. Alrighty, so here we go. Here's gonna be the shelf. So I can pop these back on here. And I've got two more growth pots that I also want to set up, and I've bought these little cucumbers that I can put in there. No idea if it's the right season to grow cucumbers, no idea if this is the right setup for them, but cucumbers are my favorite. So yeah, YOLO. But that's gonna be for another video. Let's focus on the greenhouse for today. Okay guys, you're on wide angle by the way, so I don't know, the proportions could look a little weird, but that's the best way I can fit everything in frame. Actually, hang on, I can put you back a little more. Perfect, that's a little bit better. I'll show you everything with like a normal lens later so you can kind of see the proportions a little bit better. Now I'm still testing the EcoFlow thing, so this is my electricity solution. I'm still testing that. I haven't come to a conclusion yet, so proof is in the pudding. Give me a little bit more time to cook the pudding. So we're not focusing on that today, but we're going to focus on everything else in here. So let me quickly get rid of the hose as well. Righty, and I'm just going to quickly unplug that so I have more space. Okay, first things first, let's build it from the ground up. So I've got some more of these IKEA tiles that I want to put down. They are already in front of me, which you can't really see, so I thought it would be nice and matchy. I think that's better, right? It's not centered, sorry, I wanted it to be centered, but I think this way you can kind of see the front a little bit better as well. So see these tiles that are leading into the greenhouse? I just want to continue that in here as well. Alrighty, so let me give you a bit of background on the greenhouse in case you haven't watched my previous videos. So that greenhouse was sponsored by Sproutwell, so I did not buy it. It was sponsored. And I got it in June and I built it immediately. So June was honestly the middle of winter over here. It was really cold, so I only put my plants in here, and those are the ones you can see in the background now. Those are the plants that were already outside anyway. So I didn't move any of my indoor plants outside because my main problem with the greenhouse is the electricity. I don't have electricity out here, so I can't heat it, or I couldn't have a fan. Now obviously I'm working on some sort of electricity solution, but I didn't have that available in winter. That just arrived last week. So during winter, nothing was really thriving in here, right? As expected, it comes back to the conversation about conditions versus care. There's not much I can do with my care approach if I'm not giving the plants great conditions. And it was too cold and too wet in here for the plants to really have been provided with good conditions. This is my south-facing courtyard, so it is a little bit cooler than the other courtyard that is north and west-facing. So I'm not getting much sun over here, specifically in winter. In summer I get more sun. So this courtyard is still quite cool even during winter. It's gonna work in my favor in summer to stop the greenhouse from overheating, I hope. But yeah, it wasn't really great conditions for these plants during winter. So I wasn't really expecting much. I was just hoping for the plants to survive, and not all of them did. So my Billy, my Atabapoense and my Lupinum, they all died. They just dropped all of the leaves. I think it was some fungal infection. And fungal infections are obviously encouraged in cold and humid conditions, which was exactly what happened in here. So I ended up just keeping the windows open all day long in this greenhouse so that it's not so humid, because cold is fine, wet is fine, but cold and wet is kind of deadly. So basically this greenhouse didn't actually give these plants any benefit over the last 3 months. But now, with spring approaching, electricity being sorted out, I'm determined to make this work. All right, let me just lay these down. It's quite loud, so I'll talk to you a little bit more later. I don't think you're supposed to cut these, to be honest, but YOLO. Alright, so at the end, this is not really working. It's like not big enough. I don't know. But I like to leave it empty. Not too sure what to do with that. I think that's a later issue. Alright, it's not looking bad, and I'm loving this sun about to come in, which is going to be really nice. But let me center it a bit more. So this little IKEA bench set that was right there, I'm not really going to use it. So I thought I could use these actual seats as shelves on either side But I can also sit on it at any time, right? Because, well, maybe I want to sit in my greenhouse every now and then. Plus, I already had them, so I don't need to buy anything new to make this work. So that's good. And then I bought a shelf for the side. So now I have room over here, right? That's pretty good. Alright, so I bought a shelf from Sproutwell because it is matching the greenhouse perfectly. Oh my god, I'm having deja vu. There are a lot of pieces for just... Look at the amount of screws for one shelf. Look, I bought a new toy for Brad. Come on, Brad. So I'm just gonna watch the instructional video. Look at your bird. You enjoying the bird? Yes, huh? In the video they say it's gonna take 1.5 to 2 hours to build this. It's just a shelf. L01B, yes. L01A, yes. L01A. L01B, L01C, L02A, L02E, L02B, L02F. Okay, we need all the L02s. L02A, L02B, yes! Now we need LOE and F and JK, LMNOP. I think I already f***ed it up. Bradley, would be nice if you'd help me. Alrighty, so while I'm sitting here, maybe I can talk to you a little bit. So, with the greenhouse, I think the idea is that I'm going to move some of my anthuriums out here because I'm really not happy with the anthurium setup at the moment. I don't know if it's a good time to move them out now or if I should wait a little longer. But yeah, and apart from that I want to have just a whole lot of grow verticals in here. So I think I want the entire... what do you call it? Like the side bits to just be grow vertical all the bloody way. Okay, I'm seeing the vision now. It's obviously very flimsy still. I just hand screwed them all in. Okay, got these ones already wrong. Yeah, anyway, so greenhouse. So yeah, I might want to move my anthuriums out here, but I am also worried that it might get a little bit too hot for some of these anthuriums. But honestly, proof is in the pudding. I'm just gonna have to see how it all develops. Like, it's new to me, but I'm excited to learn. Like, I'm not planning on just doing this setup and it needs to be perfect from the beginning. I'm happy for there to be room to grow. I'm just going to mirror what I've done over there. So at least if I've done it wrong, I'm consistent. Yeah, so you saw earlier I had this black flooring down. There was just something I put. It was actually really cheap. It was it's a barbecue mat. You're supposed to put that down like near your barbecue to like stop any splatters from like staining your floor. It was really cheap. It was like $10 for a mat, and I used 4 of them. That was really just to hopefully do a little bit of insulation because the floor down below would be quite cold. So I just kept it there. I figured, why not? But yeah, these tiles, with the benefit of those tiles, these wooden tiles that I put down now, is that they're kind of raised a little bit on like a piece of, on like a plastic grid, you know. That's what I use to kind of snap them all together. Which means that if I now water, the water is going to go through the gaps and it's going to dry pretty quickly, I hope. But obviously that water evaporating from the floor is also going to give it a bit of a humidity boost. So I don't mind, like I want to be able to go in here and water everything, but that doesn't, when I walk back into it, I don't want to be sliding around. So I feel like that's going to be a good solution with these tiles because they're not going to be very slippery. And it just ties it in quite nicely with what I've got outside. But I'm so excited for spring, and I know I say it in every video, but yeah, I just really want to like slowly start moving some of my plants from inside back out here, and then see what I want to keep inside. Obviously all my large pots will stay inside, but more like the small plants, like the small displays here and there that don't really add much to the aesthetic inside. I think it will give me an opportunity to keep the inside a little cleaner. I am actually a little overwhelmed with how many plants I've got inside at the moment. I'd rather have less of them, but make them stand out a little more. So I'm excited for that. And then once I know how many plants I want to keep inside, I know how much shelving I need and so on. I feel like when I moved in here, I feel like now I'm in a position to really assess the apartment and be like, oh, what do I want to do with this apartment? When I first moved in, I just had to cramp everything in there and just move on with life. It's like, don't have enough time. But I think now I have a little bit more time back in my day. I want to make this really nice because I've got my mom visiting and so on as well, you know. It would be nice to show her like, hey mom, I'm a full-on adult. Look at my apartment. Okay, alright, this doesn't look that hard at all. Why did I say it will take so long? Am I like waiting for some sort of nasty surprise that hasn't hit me yet? Okay, I just read the last page. It's gonna get hectic. Okay, let's not skip ahead. Let's just stick to what we've got right now. Yeah, spring is like a hectic time of the year for me now because I finally have a garden as well. So there's like a whole new element of growing and time. A lot of people have asked me if I'm going to grow some veggies. Yes, I will try growing some veggies using these sprout pots, but I think that's it. Like I can't do too many things all at once. I do also want to get into natives, but I think for now I'm just going to try growing the plants in the garden that I already have. But if I buy any new plants for the garden, then it will probably be natives. So yeah, and then I have not done any chop and extends over winter. I haven't done any repotting over winter, so then it's going to be a big like indoor plant that's get on top of everything weekend as well. So I have a lot happening over the next few months in the plant world. Top of that, obviously it's spring as well, so there's so many beautiful plants in bloom out and about as well, so I want to film that. So honestly, at the moment I have more ideas and content ideas and things to do than I have time, which is a great problem to have. So I'm really looking forward to the next couple of months. I think it will be awesome. Last week I was at the Botanic Gardens in the Blue Mountains and it was so nice. Like a spring flower walk with a horticulturalist who was an absolute legend. It was so informative, so much fun, so beautiful there. That was amazing, and I took footage and I need to still edit that, but I want to do a really good job at editing that hopefully. So I'm gonna take my sweet time, but that was amazing. And then this week or next, and honestly I don't know whereabouts in the timeline this will sit when you will actually get to see these videos, because I don't necessarily always edit them in sequence. It depends on if there's like a sponsorship that's part of it, if I need approval and so on. There's like different things that kind of influence when I'm actually going to publish it. So please tell me this works. I can see it taking shape, right? So next week I want to go to the Mount Annan Botanic Gardens, which is like our native botanic gardens. So that way I can learn a little bit about natives, show you some of the natives, but I don't have to be the one like growing them because I don't know anything about them yet. But oh shit, doesn't mean I don't want to learn. Okay, so let's have a look. Yeah, so that's really nice being able to like collaborate with the botanic gardens on things like that, because ultimately I don't have all of the expertise in the world. I actually know very little about plants. I have some expertise in the indoor plant world, but even within indoor plants I know very little. It's great to catch up with experts and learn from them. I suppose the reason why it has so many parts is so they can ship it like really neatly. When I saw that packet for that shelf, I was like, what the? That's not enough, is it? But yeah, so I suppose that's smart, it's efficient. What was that? But I'm really loving the look of this so far. It's looking like my greenhouse, right? Hi everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. One thing I have to say, over the last few months I've been very focused on Sydney Plant Guy and the business side of things. And I'm here and I am kind of missing a little bit of yarn time. But there was always kind of the plan, specifically over winter. I feel like there's just not that much to do. I'm very much an outdoors person and I love spending time outside, and winter is just the time with the least amount of light. So there is a great opportunity to just really get on top of all of the things that I want to do from a business perspective. But now with spring being here and then summer eventually, I definitely want to make sure that I get some yarn time, that I have some yarn time, that I get to spend some time with my friends, and that I truly get to enjoy it as well and not just think about, oh, should I film this or not, and so on. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to my mom being here this summer as well. It's great to get to spend a little bit more time with her. I don't think she's going to be comfortable to be in front of the camera. Maybe she's going to help me film some things. But I also just want to enjoy her being here without having to worry about content and so on. Definitely let the gym slide a little bit. I used to go to the gym almost every day. Now I often favor editing over going to the gym. So it's like, oh, I could go to the gym now, or I could get on top of this video edit. I usually decide to go with the video edit because I feel like the video edit is more productive, but I think I need to reframe that in my head as well and just make sure that like these things that I want to do for myself, like my physical and mental health, that is also productive, that is also important. It needs to be a priority and not an afterthought if I have nothing on, because I'll always have something on. I'll always find something to do, right? So that's definitely something I want to work on over spring. But doing spring, it honestly feels like you have twice as much of the day because it's just longer sunlight hours. I feel like in winter, the days are just gone so quickly. Like winter, it can be dark before 5 o'clock. So like from 6 o'clock onwards, I just feel like, well, this day is gone. Let's just sit on the couch or edit something. Whereas in spring, 6 o'clock, like, the day's just starting. Not really, but you know what I mean. So I hope that just purely based on getting more sunlight hours, that my attitude is just going to change naturally. That would be great, because that would be easy. I don't have to force myself to do anything, but yeah, see how we go. But by no means am I trying to say that I'm unhappy or anything like that. I love plants, and if I wouldn't love them, I wouldn't be spending that much time on them. I just need to make sure that I don't overdo it, so I'm not gonna burn out or get like really agitated by it, or like, you know, it needs to be fun. But right now, spring, I've been waiting for this for 3 months and it's finally here. Like, I could not be happier. This is making me so excited. It's looking good. It actually is much larger than I thought it would be. Oh my god, we made it! This does not look straight. Whatever. So ideally I'd have it here, but then I need to put something here. Let's see. Okay, so let me just show you what my issue is. So, see how I've got the greenhouse on like this wooden plank? If I want this to go right near the edge, then I need to put the little feet on that piece of wood, which means that these feet at the front over here are hovering, so I just put a piece of wood under there as well. Doesn't look great, plus this one is now hovering. I don't have any more of those, but maybe I can just cut them in half, or I'll work something out. I think this is okay for now. It still has stability. I just don't want it to come in further than it has to, if that makes sense. Look, I'll show you everything. Look, look. Oh, that's fun. Hang on. You can't miss out on this. Oh. Alrighty, here we are. So, last step is we can actually put plants in here. So I think I still want to have all of the grow verticals on this side for now. Alright, look at this one over here. This is Amydrium medium silver. I've got 2 plants on here. But this last one, after this leaf, it just grew this big runner. So what I've done is I chopped in between all of them, and you can see some new shoots. And some of them, it's very well rooted, it just didn't give me leaves. So there's a new shoot here, new shoot here, new shoot here, new shoot here. Surprisingly, all of the shoots go into the pole, not happy. Some nice roots here. So I reckon, it was living inside, but I reckon it's time for it to go out here. And I'm really excited for this one actually. Anything ugly has to go. Alright. I'm honestly not too fussed. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but sick of it. Definitely lots more room in here, so let me see. This might look good here. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe this big plant here. Bye. Alright. I was thinking this one might look nice here. That doesn't look too bad, no? Ignore the cable for now. So let's have a look. Okay, sorry, my camera turned itself off because I ran out of storage. I don't know what you've seen and what you haven't seen, but basically I set up the EcoFlow again. So with the solar panels, and then I also set up the fan again. To fit the fan back in that corner, I had to get rid of that second bench, but I put my big Ploumanii over here. It was just getting a little bit too big for the inside, kind of like I keep bumping into it, so I feel like I have a little bit more room inside now. And I put the Regal shields over here as well. Happy days. And these are all of the leaves are cut off, so heaps. It's totally normal to have yellow, brown, whatever leaves, even just ugly leaves that you don't want to look at. I just cut them. Honestly, life is too short to look at ugly leaves all day. Cute little Alocasia seedlings. I think they can go in here too. Then I've got my burle Marx Fantasy. It's hard to see, huh? But it's been quite nice. It's grown well, and I thought this would look cool here maybe. My dubia no pot can go in here as well. Okay, got it. Alright, I'm gonna start with 2 anthuriums. This one is not really happy at the moment, but it is growing a little leaf over there. So this is a Magnificum X Forgetii, and this is just a Magnificum. Another one, this is a little Epipremnum pinnatum. Hang on, I need a hook. Right, one more, another Magnificum. I know, it wasn't too happy inside anyway, so I might as well try it, right? So I moved 3 Anthuriums in here now, but the goal is that I have heaps more, but I just want to try with these 3 first, see if they like it, and if they don't, then at least I'm not losing my entire collection all at once. Alright, last thing I need to do, I just need to water them, just give them a bit of a spray, just to clean them, but also obviously to water them, and then I'll give you a little tour. Alright, let me take you on a really quick tour. We've got a... Wow, that's a good start to the tour. I think this was the no ID. I've got like 8 of those. This is... I thought it was emerald green. That's what the seller told me. Then people told me it's global. Then people told me it's global green. I believe the difference between those two is that one is light with dark variegation. The other one is dark with light variegation. I don't know which one this is, but it's a pothos. My brandy, I was actually really surprised it made it through winter. But it's here. Little Epipremnum, Campii or Lunette. This is a little Splendid. A little propagation. This leaf actually unfurled over winter, so it is alive. This is a paraiso verde. This is a hybrid that Tim from Grow Vertical made and gave to me. I think he called it Magic Dragon, and it's pushing out a new leaf. I see all of that cold damage. Wow, no? Brown as. Then we've got a variegated Syngonium, the Amydrium medium silver. We've got a little baby in the corner. Hello. We've got my Monstera subpinnata. Not super happy, but we'll see if that might change. Some Alocasia seedlings, cuprea propagation. These were from Corms actually. This one is a burle marx variegata, same as this one, but it was a little sun bleached, this one, over, or like cold damage, something happened to it. This is a not so variegated Monstera. Here we've got the burle marx Fantasy, so I'm excited to see how this one grows in here. Variegated Epipremnum pinnatum. It looks really yellow with the sun coming through, it's not that bad. A Majestic. A Regal Shields over here. Some Mint. Rhaphidophora de Cursova. This one was the Plowmanii. Some more variegated Monstera propagations. And then the 3 Anthuriums I'm going to try. Magnificum. Magnificum ex Forgetii. It's really nice in dark. I really like this, but it just did not like me since I moved into this apartment. Anyway, we'll see. Maybe it's thriving in here. Yeah, look at this. Maybe I need to chop this leaf. And another Magnificum. This one actually grew from seed, so it would be a shame if it dies, but it is pushing out a new leaf here, so let's see how we go. So, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Now, of course, proof is in the pudding, so I just put them there. I need to see if it actually likes it, but the whole idea is, now that I have a fan and now that the temperatures are getting a little bit warmer, I can just keep the doors closed, obviously air it out once a day or so, but with the fan there will be sufficient airflow in here because it's going to be really, really humid. It's basically like a supersized version of my IKEA cabinet. Because of the high humidity, it's really important to keep airflow up, otherwise fungal infections are inevitable, and that's exactly what happened to my Atabapoense, my Billy and the lupinum that I mentioned earlier. So now that I have the fan due to electricity, I can actually start using this. I also have a little temperature and humidity reader over here, so I'm just going to monitor that over the next couple of weeks or months, and I'm obviously going to update you. We're going to talk about this greenhouse a lot during spring and summer, I feel like, so there will certainly be plenty of updates. But I think for today, I'm really happy with the work that I've done in here. Now we just need to see if the plants are as happy with the work that I've done than I am. Thank you again, Sproutwell, for sponsoring this greenhouse. I'll leave all of their information down below in the description, including their website, where I bought it. This is the Imperial 9040, so I'll leave a link to that as well. I'll also leave a link to the shelf that I built. If you are planning on buying a greenhouse, if you buy it before the end of October, you also get a set of these sprout pots for free if you mention my name. So if you're thinking about getting a greenhouse anyway, don't waste that opportunity. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched till the very end, leave a little house emoji so I know that you watched the full greenhouse video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!